Hi guys, this is Mac here and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, which is called Mac Vlogs. My guest for today's evening is Miss Vyara Tosheva, all the way from Dubai to talk about implementing wellness in our homes. Welcome, Miss Vyara. How are you doing? You look great, mashallah.
Thank you, Mr. Masroor, and my pleasure to be here. So it's so exciting with all that digital media and everything that is now allowing us live stream everywhere all around the world. So thank you for
Yeah,
having me.
that's my honor to have you as my guest for today's evening. So I think the topic is really interesting today, which is about the wellness, implementing the wellness in our homes. So please go ahead and give a little bit introduction about yourself for my followers and your viewers, whoever is connected with you, to know what is wellness and the spa and the stuff which you do in Dubai and around the world. So please, the platform is all yours. Go ahead.
Thank you. So I have been basically passionate pioneer of the wellness industry over 19 years.
Okay.
And my experience started with hospitality. So almost now 20 years I am in that business, implementing, setting up, designing different leisure, wellness, and spa centers. So
Okay.
that's definitely something that I would do for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so-called living by purpose. So for me, that's always a key ingredient for you to live a life that you don't need to wait. I mean, every day you wake up inspired and you go to do what is your purpose calling you for. So number one, that
Mm-hmm.
is always my guiding light. So number two, I am since 8 years, yeah. So 8 years I'm already in the UAE,
Mm-hmm.
between Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And
Mm-hmm.
also similarly to before, I was involved in opening, setup, design of different wellness and leisure centers for hotels, mainly in hospitality industry, and few private ones. So I have been luckily I have been involved in many big projects such as Hilton and Kempinski, and as well I have been going through a lot of new and exciting projects such as wellness hotel, wellness hotels in of M Gallery by Sofitel recently, that came up on the Palm in Dubai, and that was my latest and favorite project because we had to do everything from the entry until the checkout for the guests
Mm-hmm.
involving wellness.
Okay.
And I guess here I am today. So I am basically preaching and delivering my passion. And
Okay.
I would love to spread that awareness throughout the world and to many people, as many people as possible.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, what my first question would be to you would be, what motivated you to enter or join this industry, which is hospitality, and the subject of yours, like wellness and what do you call it, setup of spas in different 5 stars and 7 star hotels in Dubai, or have you been doing it all around the world?
Yes, actually, I started from we set up first in places, hotels in Bulgaria. Then I went to Germany, Greece, Croatia, and I came over here in Qatar and UAE.
Okay.
Well, very good question.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I was born empath, and I always wanted to help people, similarly
Okay.
to you. So
Mm-hmm.
I always had that passion and that calling of helping people to realize what's their greater power within themselves and
Mm-hmm.
how they can improve their life.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes their life the optimal one, and how they can, let's say, bring more wellness into that. So this is where it was born, and yeah, I guess that's what drives me until today.
Okay. But since you're in Dubai, so what attracted you to be in Dubai for so long now, and you don't feel like moving around in other countries to do this setup?
Well, I guess it has to do with the projects or with the people that you meet along your way, if I have to answer philosophically.
Mm-hmm.
So because you always know that on the path you meet, or you, let's say, you have to separate from the path or you have to continue that path. So
Agree.
for me, it continued for 8 years, and I'm very thankful because I started with an extremely good project. It was a Roccoforte hotel that was the first one in UAE.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, we were building the first Roccoforte, and it was so exciting because nobody knew how it will end up or how it will flourish or where the business will go.
Can
And
you can
then,
you can you as you go along, can you mention the hotels which you have done the setups in Dubai so the people and the viewers know about it?
yes, certainly. So it
Okay.
was the first, the Roccoforte was in Abu Dhabi.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was Hilton as well in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
And afterwards followed by M Gallery by Sofitel, the
So
retreat in on the Palm.
okay.
And that was my last project. After that, I have done few private projects as
Okay.
well,
Okay.
but already as consultant, not as a
Okay.
manager. So which
So
is
so
more or
I
less the same.
so I have gone through your profile where I have seen that this Vyba management is your company, right?
Yes,
So you do all these projects under that management company of yours.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
wonderful. So how do you approach the clients? How do you see, suppose whether it's a private client, how do you approach them for this particular project?
For the moment, because my consultancy is very new,
Okay.
so I started it 8 months back, and it was so unluckily or luckily, you always see the crisis as opportunity, or at least I am this type of person. So it was exactly shortly before that the pandemic started,
Mm-hmm.
and I was working with partners because when you start a project, you make
Mm-hmm.
sure to connect with the right people, and
True.
then they are the one to hold hands with you. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, I freelanced or I joined venture
Okay.
with some colleagues, former colleagues,
Mm-hmm.
and this allowed me to enter into the private sector and
Mm-hmm.
then to start doing the setup, the design, or implementing wellness within hotels, because that's something that people were starting to be aware already prior the pandemics. So they
Okay.
wanted to make sure that the wellness is not only in the spa center or the beauty center or whatever you have there, but it's implemented throughout your house,
Okay. We will
from
come
the
back.
checkout to the room. Sorry,
Yeah, we will
sorry.
come back to those. Yeah, we will come back to those questions now after you finish with this. That how does this wellness work in our homes? So would you like to educate us on that?
Okay, so why I've chosen that subject is because I'm doing quite a bit of research at the moment, and I want to also to write a book about it.
Okay.
What I found based on my experience. So what I found very ridiculous,
Okay.
and I'm sure that you agree with me. So we've implemented so many beautiful, nice projects and wellness and leisure environments for
Okay.
5-star hotels, but
Okay.
we forgotten about our houses, right? And then we come exhausted home, tired. We don't know what is. I mean, we eat and we just basically go to sleep. But then on the morning, we just wake up tired. We
Okay.
don't feel energized,
Mm-hmm.
and we are wondering what's happening, what's going on.
Okay.
And that's why I'm passionate. That this is where the research started.
Okay. So how can we implement the wellness in our homes? Like, for example, as you mentioned that we all get tired because of our busy schedules and stuff. So we feel tired when we get up in the mornings, right, for our work and stuff. So what do we have to do to create the wellness in our home so that we don't feel tired or lethargic or bit dizziness? So when we get up in the morning we should feel fresh and healthy. So what should be done? What are the solutions for that?
So where I started my research based on, is the wellness assessment model that I have certified 3 years back, as far as I remember. So, and we did that kind of wellness assessment or wellness inventory analysis.
Okay.
And this is a wellness wheel that that exists, that rotates around 360 degrees around breathing, sensing, eating, moving, feeling, thinking, playing, communicating, finding meaning. And that wellness wheel, we were always doing as a, let's say, as a assessment, we always had to do something as that we have currently as a problem. We had to position it in the middle. And let's say you have a sleep issue, then you position it in the middle of that wellness wheel, 360, and then you start going through all the sectors, and then you ask yourself, how the breathing affects my sleep, how the sensing affects my sleep. So this is how I came up to the conclusion I can do the same for our homes. So, and then I put my home at that time was very messy. So I was one of these overworked career professionals that always came back late home. And I was like, okay, Vyara, what you do now for yourself, for your well-being, so it can't continue like that. So I am like, spreading wellness outside, but inside I am completely de-wellness. Yes. So, and then I started just doing the 360 rotation. And so implementing that according to all these sectors. So now I am happy to share with you, so one by one, how we can do that assessment. And perhaps later also share it as a visual.
Okay.
So, because when you see that, you understand that much better.
True.
So, starting with the breathing. So nowadays, especially when we were faced with the current lockdown, we were living our lives and still 24/7 in our home. They became our sanctuary, our playground, our place for intimacy, leisure, so maybe playing with the kids, etc. So everything was done in this house. So, and this is how I started also being more passionate about the fact, so how we can create that wellness sanctuary into our home. So I have today for you 8 steps to create that perfect wellness environment. And we will go, yes, 8, yes. And simple and easy. And we will go through that steps. And then after that, perhaps if there is a question, so you do let me know. I will try to explain it as much as simple as possible. Starting with the breathing. Nowadays, it's proven that the pollution inside the house is 2 to 5 times bigger than outside.
Okay.
So why is that? So due to the fact that we live in artificial environment where we store a lot of unhealthy products, equipment, and a lot of also furniture. We are exposed constantly to toxins and impurities from our surrounding. I would firstly give advice to throw away all the chemicals that are artificially spray of that is enhancing somehow, so deodorant, etc. So something that is, let's say, a non-organic spray for your house. And I would recommend directly to use natural and organic tools and materials, such as, for example, the herbal essential oils, spices, herbs. Yes, so everything that is very natural, coffee as well on your stove, something that is very natural and elevates your mood and in the same time creates that exquisite fragrance in your room.
True.
So that's, let's say, number 1 for the breathing. Again, let's go on the next step. So let's go to the step number 2, sensing and good light. You function 24/7, and it's very important to adjust your biorhythm towards the circadian light cycle. That means, simply said, being awake when sunshine is there and then sleeping when it's dark.
True.
Sadly, nowadays, when we are guided by the modern lifestyle with so many apps
It's
and
everywhere.
distractions, it's up, yes, it's upside down and affecting our metabolic cycle. And then we think why we can't sleep. So good recommendation on that is to invest in multi-tempered lights for your bedroom. That are the lights. We used to have that once upon a time in our bedroom, I remember, in Bulgaria. But now we use a lot of stronger lights. So it's kind of an orange-yellow light,
Infra,
yeah, rather than...
like infra light, right?
Yes, but with the orange-yellow shades.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
not the bright light one. Yeah, so especially for your bedroom.
Okay.
Because that will boost naturally the melatonin level in your body.
Okay.
And will make you also, so we put you in that sleepy mode.
Okay.
So then in the morning, choose a blue light. If
Blue
you are
light.
especially a person, yes, and there is in the shops very easily to access, accessible everywhere.
Okay.
So to help you awaken easier and
Okay.
overcome naturally that drowsiness in the morning, especially if you're a person that can't wake up very easily.
Okay. So
And
you're saying that we need to use blue light in our room when we are getting up in the mornings? Are you
correct,
sure? Oh, okay. So that's what you
correct.
mean. So what do you call
Yes,
that light? What do you call that light if you go and purchase for it?
it's simply said blue light. It's
Oh,
blue lights, and then you can ask, so blue morning lights.
blue morning.
Everybody now produces them and also makes them easily available because people are more and more conscious about their sleep. And
Okay.
nowadays there is so many issues with that, all around the world.
So do you
Uh,
want those lights to be on our lamps or on the main lights which we have it already in our rooms? Where do you want them to
now,
be?
see, it's all about architecture and design. So
Okay.
if you are doing your home now, you
Mm-hmm.
could invest so that it's layered light. So
Okay.
you could have some highlighters that are
Okay.
blue, some highlighters or some central light that is in yellow. Yeah.
Okay.
So you could play with that. And
Okay.
simply, if you already have your house,
Mm-hmm.
just invest in a lamp that is with
Mm-hmm.
the blue light beside your bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
So it's simple and cost effective.
True. Okay. Third
Yeah.
now. We are on the third point.
I want to mention here something else just
Sure.
before I forget.
Please.
So
Go ahead.
invest in bright light and white colors for your living rooms and especially for the working spaces, and do not tend into placing that kind of wallpapers in different other colors, because it will naturally reflect the daylight and visually make the space brighter.
Not like these ones, right? That's just my
Yeah. But that's okay. I mean, the main let's say the
just to
wallpapers, even if you do it in
yeah,
light, in white.
promote my channel actually.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So then next step, drinking. There
Okay.
is no life without water. And
Mm-hmm.
though we underestimate the power of the water so often. So water is our health and vitality. And
Mm-hmm.
still we have a lot of, we drink a lot of, many times we order these big fat plastic bottles,
Mm-hmm.
which is absolutely no go.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are already heated and
Okay.
plastic leached, the plastic toxins leached already into the water in those bottles. So you
Okay.
are drinking toxins directly.
Okay.
Schedule, my advice it will be, schedule a visit of lab technician.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays is very affordable. Assessing the water quality at your home and advising on the best filter system
Mm-hmm.
according to the members of the household. This can be something between a simple Brita filter system that you
Mm-hmm.
can buy one off, or Kangen water, life sources, and everything that is existing on the market. Really, market is flooded with that, but it's really up to first step calling a technician to assess your water, and then based on that to decide. So in Pakistan, for sure, it is much different quality than here. Yeah, so
True.
it depends very much on the place and on the members of the household, how much
True.
you will need to drink. Yeah,
True.
there are different type of filters that you can purchase as well. So there is carbon filter, there is UV filter, ceramic filter types, and very affordable and are suiting every budget.
Okay.
Usually, this is maintained monthly or yearly. Yeah, and you don't need to really make a fuss about that. So just schedule a yearly technician to come and visit, or you do the maintenance. So number 4, feeling and comfort. Life takes us to so many places, but love brings us home, right? So we want to feel love when we come home.
True.
Isn't it? And that's so important. And you want to create that feel at home feeling, right?
Yes.
So it's very, very hard, but very rewarding exercise. So what you could do in this case? You could start by creating spots and corners in your house that are enjoyably comfortable for your eye and for your body in the same time, such as meditation or self-reflection corner. Yeah, so it's very important, even though many people are ignoring that, it's extremely important for the well-being of your mind, even looking at it alone.
Agree.
So avoid also too many distractions, such as unmade beds, crowded countertops, TV cords, so moving around your house, obscuring your view and irritating the mind. You may not realize it, but they are very irritable for the mind.
True.
And one more advice is to always, when you make your house or when you design your house, and then later perhaps in your house when it's more than one bedroom, it's very important to have group spaces, to create, for example, living room space somewhere far away from the bedroom space, if possible, if not one bedroom, where it's together. And especially for people that are building up their houses due to the noise levels. So active with more relaxing zones. Create that in your house. Yeah?
Yeah.
So number 5 we reached, right? So 5, yes.
5
Thinking.
now.
Yeah. Or mind process. You are always looking forward to come home to create that perfect vibe mix between creativity and peace, especially if your home is your office.
True.
Right? So it's sometimes mission impossible to work and to be less distracted in your house.
Very important.
So, yes. So one very good tip here is to bring the nature in your house.
Okay.
Because
You
what
mean
happens in the
plants, right? The plants and
sorry,
stuff. You mean like nature?
plants? Yes,
The plants,
yes,
like and stuff, right?
exactly. Mimicking the nature through plants, for example, or different kinds of rugs, pillows, and mats that are having that natural pattern as well will help you a lot with, as well as nice paintings that are representing natural view rather than something abstractive.
Okay.
And also perhaps setting a water feature.
Okay.
It's really it's proven by science that water feature not only helps you relax but also better focus
You mean the
in your
sound of the water, right? Which you have it
yes,
with the plugged
yeah,
in, and you can hear the voice of water dippings and stuff like that, right?
yeah, yeah.
No,
Could be a small fountain that you
yeah,
put in
small
the
sound.
middle of the
That's what
house.
that's what I actually wanted to say.
Yeah, or could be an aquarium that you have. Yeah, so
Oh,
it's also a very good way to create or to create that place of focus and
okay.
mindfulness in a way. So full mindfulness. Yeah, so complete. So there is a simple tip for also for creating that kind of a space of so let's say not getting in the same time being very enveloped through the nature, but also very focused and less distracted. Yeah.
Okay.
So number 6, eating.
Number
Pull
6.
a chair and enjoy your food. How likely you are about to eat an apple if this apple is in the fridge?
Okay. Not many times. Not many
Less
times.
likely, right? So
Yeah.
make sure that you always place your healthy food on the centerpiece, on the countertops, especially if you prepare a fresh cooked food. And the healthy food choices, always put them on the top centerpiece in the house, on the table, or centerpiece in the fridge.
Okay.
Then that will help you also always grab to that much easier rather than examining the fridge. And that will also, at the same time, very good, very important advice is to clean regularly the chiller, because there is also a lot of toxins that can be accumulated. So make it at least a habit once a week. And then you can also do rearrange somehow the foods that you have, so that you always have the food, the centerpiece with the healthy one.
Agree.
Remove, sorry?
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. I said you're absolutely right. That's what we
Yeah.
will do. We will do that.
Yeah. So remove the plastic containers. I know we have a lot of plastics. Even if you can't remove all, at least minimize it or don't buy them. So plastic containers leach a lot of toxins into your food.
Okay.
Yeah. So next one, number 7.
Number 7.
Moving.
No,
Yes.
move. Okay.
you like to move. I guess that it's exercise is very important for your life. So
True.
because you're a
Move
very
around.
active person, yeah.
Move around.
So as per health recommendations, we need to do a vigorous exercises for minimum of 30 minutes daily.
A brisk walk, right?
Yes.
A brisk walk.
Whatever it is, walking, swimming, jogging, exercises, 30 minutes every day to combat that sedentary lifestyle that we have nowadays.
True.
So one very easy to do advice is to implement an active standing desk where you stand and do your work, and also set up a Bosu ball, for example, for sitting at your desk, at your working desk.
Okay.
So fitness centers, if you have something like a fitness room or space, so and especially if you can move that and switch places, avoid to do that in the backyard, because you most likely will forget about it most of the time.
True.
But do position them somewhere in the front of the house or somewhere by the entry spaces where you can see them, even though that is a simple stretch bar. Perhaps you install a stretch bar and you place a yoga mat underneath.
Okay.
Right? So you could always be active on the go before or when you come back or before you go out.
Okay.
So what is also important is you can use the time in front of the TV to do that passive stretching. Instead of sitting on your couch, you could sit on the floor, and you know also very well. So the yoga exercises, they're all done in a passive stretching type. So different varieties of poses that you can do while watching TV.
True.
So what else it's important here you could do, I have one more thing here. So because maybe some of the viewers have kids, so you could do a lot of so also apart from the possibles, you could do a lot of climbing, decorative climbing walls on the spaces that you less utilize in the backyard or somewhere on an active space. And then you could use that to always be active, especially the kids love that.
Okay. So the last point, number 8.
The last and not the least, self-responsibility and safety.
Okay.
So as per statistic, 21 million accidents are happening yearly
Mm-hmm.
in the house around the world.
Oh, okay.
So in the kitchen and by the stairs, by the washrooms. In
Mm-hmm.
that case, you do invest, first of all, in guiding lights in places that you are most likely to use in the night,
Okay.
such as kitchen, stairs, washrooms.
True.
And move away from under the sink if that's your case right now. The chemicals that you store, we used to store the chemical under the sink, right? Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Move them in a separate storage that is created for that, separate
Oh,
shed for that.
okay.
So two immediate benefits: you will remove the poisonous smell
Mm-hmm.
that comes inevitably from that bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and then you will have also no access to elderly or kids.
True.
So take care, of course, as we know, take care of poor wiring and defective electric wires and cracked insulations and all of that immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And remember to put your non-slip mats in the washroom or towels and grab bars. Very, very often we forget that. Grab bars in the showers and in the shower tubs.
Okay.
Have your in-house first aid box. We do
Okay.
have that at our work, but how often we do have it in our home?
Yeah, we
So
don't have.
first aid,
We run for the emergency calls and stuff when we have the difficult situation, right, at homes and stuff.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just simply invest in one emergency kit.
Mm.
And then we restock that on a regular basis and make sure that it's somewhere handy, not
Mm.
locked in the storage, and then you forgot where is the key.
True, true.
So
Okay. So we have talked about 8 important points. So everyone, I'm sure you all have to listen to all these 8 points again and again and again to bring wellness in your houses. So make sure you follow Miss Wyra, all her 8 points, which are very important for your life and wife and for the wellness of your house. So let's wrap up this session as soon. So we have a little bit more, a minute more. So would you just like to end with any more productive and some positive stuff for the followers to know what exactly else they should be doing?
there is a very good tip that I would like to give that I'm doing myself in my home.
Okay.
If you feel the energy down in your house and it's not a voodoo magic or anything like that, just you feel the energy very low,
Mm-hmm.
you can use a glass of water, salt, sea salt,
Mm-hmm.
and as well a little bit, maybe a cup of apple cider vinegar,
Mm-hmm.
and then mix that and put it somewhere, especially under your bedroom, the places where you sleep usually,
Okay.
or where you sit longer.
Okay.
And then after 24 hours, you could check that water. If it's dirty or unclean,
Mm-hmm.
that means that it absorbed a lot of negativity from the house. And
Okay.
that can happen with from the toxins until the energy levels in our houses. We know
Okay.
that not always we come with good energy from outside. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very important to refresh that as well. Another good tip is also to put lemons,
Okay.
even if it's on the kitchen, on the countertop, and even whole or cut it into two, because
Okay.
that absorbs also a lot and it takes that heavy energy from your home.
Fine. So I think you should be connected with many, many, many more people around the world for the wellness, for the environment, and for our homes, where you have a great solutions for everybody to feel healthy, positive, and energetic. Am I right?
Thank you. Yes, absolutely right.
So, so I would like to give a message to all my followers. Everyone, be careful now. You need to connect with Miss Vyara Tosheva all the way from Dubai. So she has all the solutions for wellness in our environment, in our homes. So please do follow her. I have mentioned all her description and all her details in my video session today. So I'm sure you can connect with her, talk to her, and get all your solutions for the wellness. Thank you, Miss Vyara, for being my guest for today and talking and giving us all the solutions we need. So, so nice of you. Keep that smile on. It looks great on you. So keep it up. You're doing a great job. So thank you once again. So one last thing for my followers from your side, a small shout out for my channel. Would you like to give a small shout out, please?
Shout out is always the wellness start from inside. So make
I
sure that you wake up on a wellness vibe from the moment that you see yourself in the mirror, you smile to yourself, you kiss yourself, and then you proceed to do everything else.
yeah, thank you so much. So why don't you ask everyone to subscribe my channel if it's possible for you?
Yes, so thank you for the great work, first of all, that you're doing and for inviting me. So you have been amazing. And I am sure that now I'm your follower, by the way. And I'm looking forward to more sessions to you.
Hmm.
And so please, yes, everyone who is watching now, sign up and watch all the amazing content that Mr. Masruri providing because simply he doesn't stop. He's there day and night. I don't know when he's sleeping, but whenever I'm asking him anything, so he's there online. And
Probably be on
thank you
time.
for your work. I know it's
Thank
a
you.
lot of passion and energy from your side as well.
Definitely. It's all the positivity,
So
spreading the
well done.
positive and the great thing. Thank you once again. You have been a great guest. So I look forward to connecting you again. Once again, take care, be healthy, be safe, and keep smiling. Have a wonderful evening. Thank
Thank you.
you.